a great sense of reclaiming one's power. There seems to be a lot of communication, movement, or information coming in, sort of a lot happening. And I feel like through proper assessment, you have decided to sort of give a lot of that attention you were maybe focusing externally back to yourself. Now, you are in the midst of a massive change in cycles. The world, for one, you could be considering traveling, but it's sort of the alpha omega, the beginning and the end. This is stepping into new chapters and cycles, and maybe even closing out significant chapters behind you. You know, I feel like there are certain aspects of your life that you're trying to overcome. Maybe really being focused on elevating or persevering, paying close attention to things. And I would also say you're probably picking up in your busyness, or just increasing your efforts or your labor, not necessarily only professionally, but just in life. And now behind you, it's kind of a scrambled mess in a sense, and that's not even normally how I take this card, but it talks about juggling a lot, and I feel like you are really sort of trying to maintain a bunch of different things or distribution of your energy, but the issue is when that isn't reciprocated, right? When that isn't matched, you just end up pouring into circumstances that aren't returning the exchange or aren't bringing the reward, and that's how you end up with bitterness and problems. So you also may have some issues happening within your personal relationships. I wouldn't even be surprised if there's an ending here. I mean, we do have the Ten of Swords, but it could talk about resolution as well on that same note, actually, because it depends on how you take it, because it could be healing old wounds and sort of the revitalization of relationships, or vice versa, or perhaps there are certain things being worked through that are a bit more tricky, or it could just be a flat out end. Let's see, hold on. I feel like it's not letting yourself be dragged down into the muck of confusion or concern about what other people are doing or what other people think or what they expect of you, especially if certain energy isn't really returned. You're very much defending your justice, keeping your point of advantage. And the thing is like, as far as you're manifesting great opportunity, you're stepping into balance, and you're starting to move very coherently with the energy presented to you. And I feel like you're sort of done with anything that is stuck or not keeping pace, or just not getting the picture. It's not putting energy and or power even into the wrong hands or situations. You may, and again, this could tie into relationships, although I do think it's much bigger than that, because in the outside influence, I do want to say I feel like there's a clarity in some sense that comes with a sense of disappointment or pessimism or feeling. The thing is if there is any letdown there, it's sort of justified in a sense, because there's a sense of knowing and clarity with it. And you also may have certain people or situations sort of rising to the occasion, or inspired to rise to the occasion, maybe. There's a lot of sort of emotional factors there, but again, I don't even really want to concern myself with that here, because that's not what this is about, and you've even decided that's not what this is about. Because this is about triumph over difficulty. This is about momentum forward. This is about growth. This is about progress. This is about what you've been invested in for maybe a long time. And we have the Ten of Pentacles as the outcome. This is a creation coming into full form. This is something that has been through the proper channels of development and finally starts to materialize on the physical plane. This is becoming a reality. This is a foundation laid. This is very significant in its implications. This is a very prosperous chapter for you. And, you know, it holds a sense of authority to it, authority that you've granted yourself, and how you carry yourself and how you perceive yourself, I feel like is evolving. And, you know, you maybe have even become aware of ways that you bring yourself down, or you let others tear you down, or, you know, the behaviors that are detrimental. And, you know, in a lot of ways, I feel like it's a hard realization, especially when you set boundaries for yourself, because it's almost like you're kind of coming to this conclusion of like, you know, why the fuck can't you see my into it? Why am I, you know, sweating for this? If it's not, if you can't, you know, put forth a little effort, if it's not cohesive, you know, you might be making a lot of changes that maybe not everybody even agrees with. Maybe you have some people sort of upset, because that was definitely implied there. But even if it's sort of difficult on your part, and it seems like there is some level of difficulty to it, you're not going to be thrown about by circumstance or the whims of others. Again, this reading is very much about taking control of your life and dictating it in the way that you see fit, and in accordance to the proper the understandings that you have come to. And really kind of standing on the fact that it would be a shame to allow anything or anyone to compromise that. And you do find refinement and even recognition or success in some way through this. And, you know, in a lot of ways, I feel like it just sort of will radiate off of you. I mean, we have stability, celebration, all good things ahead. When you have the sun, I mean, you can't really deny the implications of that, because it's really the most positive card you can get in the tarot, particularly in positions of the outcome. It entails all things good. My way of seeing it is it's very much like God smiling down upon the people. And, you know, if there is some bitterness projected to you, so be it.